Hi everybody, it's March 23rd, 2026. A lot of times we feel that we are going to dominate. We feel like we are going to be fortunate once we are able to define an internal strategy or define an internal structure or gathering of mental, emotional concepts within us. When we define something inside of us, we feel a power, and this automatically or this kind of naturally leads us to believing, to feeling powerful, to feeling capable, to feeling like we have an advantage. So the one thing I will warn you about is, like, if you come to a truth within yourself that you know is truth and it's self-evident after you looked at it in that certain way, and you feel like things are going to be easy, don't get discouraged when they're not, because life is not going to line up with you perfectly, no matter what you realize, no matter what truth you know, like, and it comes, and I can think about, like, I know that God is real, I know that God is in my life, I know that God loves me, and you would think, if I know this for certain, if I know this is true, then wouldn't life be easy for me? And no, it's not easy for me. I still have to be patient, I still have to be strong, I still have to forgive myself, I still have to work on my anger, I still have to provide money for a place to stay, I still have to make sure I eat healthy so I can live longer. I know that God is real, I know that God is powerful, all powerful, but that just because I know that does not mean that it's going to be easy for me. So if you realize the truth inside of yourself, yes, be confident, and yes, go forth, but just realize that life isn't going to line up with you perfectly, no matter what truth you know. And sometimes it does line up perfectly, and you will see paradise on earth, and you will feel love, and you will feel joy, but the way that things shift between you and reality, you have to deal with the incongruencies. So this gets me to thinking about training yourself to love. Now, you would think that being a human, you would naturally know how to love, probably because you grew up being cared for by your parents or by your grandparents or by whoever took care of you when you were a baby. You would think that you would naturally know what love is by the time that you can think for yourself. But what happens is, sometimes as life goes on, loneliness, confusion, hardship, this kind of takes our heart out of the game, so to say. It kind of neutralizes what we have learned or what we have felt before. So the first thing I could say about training yourself to love is you really don't have to, in the sense of being methodical, just observing how people talk to you. And you will see that some people talk to you mechanically. Some people talk to you like they want something from you, and they don't really care much what you have to say or think. And this is just a normal part of living in a city or living wherever you live. But then you will notice that some people seem to have something special in the way that they talk to you. You could sense the emotion they have for you in their voice and the things that they say. So if you're training yourself to love, listen and look out for those people that talk to you that kind of warm your heart. They may not be the most drastic experiences and exchanges, but look out and listen for those people that speak to you, that do something to you, that reset your day, that gives you that kind of respite from the struggle. And that's part of the way you train yourself to love. Another concept of training yourself to love is, you may be the problem. I mean, not the problem. You may be the person that doesn't know how to express love the way you want to, or how you feel inside. And you might try to say, like, if you haven't been in a relationship in a long time and you're finally with your woman, your wife, and you kind of tell yourself to remind yourself to open the door for her sometimes, or you try to call her while you're in your lunch break, or you try to pick up something from the store when you're shopping for yourself. You try to train yourself to do this to show love. And that's a good concept, but that's not exactly what that might not be exactly what you're trying to express to her when you want to show her your love. So you could try to train yourself by doing these things, these thoughtful things, but the real thing you have to realize is that how she is inside of you, how she is in your life, how she is in your mind, in your heart. You have to start to notice. It might, just because you haven't noticed before doesn't mean she's not there, or your spouse is not there in your mind, your heart, and your soul. You just have to realize and look around and see how she is in there, how she is affecting your thoughts, how she is affecting your emotions. And once you realize that, that's how you train yourself to recognize the love you have for your spouse or whoever is in concern. You have to look for them inside instead of just doing the thoughtful things. You have to be thoughtful and see how they have augmented your reality. And the last thing I can say about training yourself to love is it's almost the most obvious thing that we talk about constantly every day on social media, is give to somebody what you want to be given to you, whether you believe they deserve it or not, whether they have broken your heart or not. If you want them to know how much you love them, if you want to express how you love them, give them what nobody else has given you. And that goes for the flip side. Realize that what you have been waiting for, what you have wanted your whole life, the respect you wanted, the care you wanted, the softness you wanted, when somebody gives that to you, don't just accept it and appreciate it. Realize that you have been wanting that for so long, or you've been wanting that deeply. And when somebody gives it to you, recognize that. And that's how you train yourself to love. So I hope this helps. Thanks.